What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 274 of the Aussie Gamers Experience podcast. In the show this week, the countdown to PAX AUS, Destiny 2, The Last of Us Part 2, Ghostbusters are coming back, Red Dead is a-rockin', Sony's Skynet. That's got me a little worried. MineCon, PS Plus, Games with Gold, State of Play, and as always, much, much more. Editing Lucas, play the track, mates.
This is the Aussie Gamers Experience podcast, the show with barking dogs in the background, sneezing, coughing, and all of those nice little things that remind you that this is not a paid production. Oh, and in between all of that, there's some video game stuff too. Enjoy the show.
Thank you for tuning into the show for this week. Today is Monday, the 30th of September, 2019. I am your host, Snoogs, and joining me for the hosting duties, as always, is the one and only Grejio. How are you, brother?
I am well. I am kicking. I am here. I am pumped. What else can I say? I'm pretty good, actually.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
And we've got a very special guest joining us this week. He's been here before. We've let him back, so that's always a good thing. Welcome, of course, to Uncle Chunt. How are you, bro?
Oh, I'm good. Thanks for letting me back on. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. It has been a while.
Yeah, it has. Time flies, man.
It does.
It's shocking. So how you been anyway, mates? Thank you for joining us first.
All good, man. I'm sitting here pretty satisfied with a belly full of pizza and, ready to go to sleep later on tonight and face the realities tomorrow at work. Yeah.
First day back after a little bit of time off. It's always a hard one. Hell,
my God, yeah.
First time back after a night's sleep is pretty hard. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But look, you got camembert and chicken pizza. I mean, I'm pretty happy at the moment.
Camembert and chicken.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
La-dee-da.
Yeah, it is a bit
cheesy crust. Oh, my God.
With a cheesy crust as well.
Oh, yeah.
You went full traditional Italian then.
I have problems. Just saying.
No, you don't have problems. You have you might have some friends over shortly.
Yeah, more the merrier.
Yeah.
Can't wait for those dreams to start kicking in.
Oh my God.
Oh well, that sounds awesome. And Greg, you having fun, bro?
Yeah, always, man.
Any more racing this week?
No, not this week. My brother-in-law, who I went racing with, he went racing. I think this week. It was this week. Yeah, I think so. So he did another. I think it was a super sprint event or something. But yeah,
Okay.
he had a lot of fun racing his golf, and
Nice.
there's a couple of videos of him
Floating
driving around some professional drivers. So yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, I must admit, the guy in the Vout, you would have loved a Golf R going past him.
Yeah, that's going to sting a little bit, especially on the straight. It's like, come on, man, this is where you're supposed to reign. But,
This is where you're supposed to ring it out.
Yeah. But anyway, look, no racing for me. But I had a pretty quiet weekend. I got the Sunday morning. I took the boys down to the park, and we had some fun down there.
Going to see Joe Goose in real life, eh?
Did clean the car on the weekend, if that's car related. And I waxed it.
Oh, can you do mine?
Pretty.
Mine really needs one.
Yeah. I'm just thinking the same thing, and I can take it round to his.
Yeah, no. One thing for me to do it for my own car, there's some sort of fulfillment there, but doing other people's cars,
come on.
There has to be some. I'm not altruistic. Like, I'll do it, but for a price.
I'll let you drive it afterwards. It's a fully sick turbo.
Yeah, no.
About a pizza.
No, I've got a real Commodore. You've got a pretend one. It's okay.
Yo, I don't deny that at all.
Whoa, editing Lucas jumping in nice and early this week. So just referring to our Grejio here, referring to his car as a Commodore. Which one is it? Is it a Commodore or a HSV Club Sport? Ponder that one. See yous.
Anyway, before we jump into this week in gaming, we've got some people joining us live in the Discord. So a g'day to Kazza, who's probably listening at work. Thanks as always, mate. Pickles of Brine and Radicus. Thanks, guys, for joining us. It's always good to have you around. So let's jump into This Week in Gaming, eh?
Let's do it.
Let's.
This Week in Gaming, we are going... I told you just beforehand, I've got a bit of a doozy this week, because we are going all the way back to 1997 to a game that was banned in 10 different countries. This game also caused the developers to get sued. They were sued for misappropriating the term postal.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun. Was it a game? What was the name of that game? Oh.
What was the name of the game?
What was the name of that game?
The game was, of course, called Postal. It was published by Ripcord Games, and it was developed by RWS Incorporated. Now, have you boys played it?
Yep.
No, I actually haven't.
You haven't?
I've never played it.
Oh, well, come around. All right. Not now. We're doing this now, but, you know, come.
I want to play the game that Radicus is talking about. Bambi goes crazy with sex and violence.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay. So,
that sounds interesting.
I'm not sure if that's a game or just what he did on the weekend, but
hey, I'm in.
Either way.
Either way, let's get into it. So yeah, it was that they were sued by the American Postal Service. One thing that gives you a bit of an outline for what this game was about: in an advertising video for the game, the main character throws a Molotov cocktail into the middle of a marching band, and then a voiceover comes over and says, "They're out to get you, or are they? It doesn't matter." And yes, so due to lots and lots of gratuitous violence, it was banned quite a lot of places, Australia being one of them. Did I play it when it was brand new? Yes. Yes, I did, because I'm a deviant and I end up getting my hands on a lot of different things like that.
Hell yeah.
Did you play the original way back when, Chunt?
I played it on a mate's PC when I was in school, and
yeah.
Wasn't aware of the controversy at the time. He just had it, and he's like, "Look at this game." It's like, all right, cool. I just thought it was just another kind of first-person type fighting kind of violence game, but I don't understand the reason for it to being banned. To be honest, like there's worse games out there. Yeah,
at the time, there was a big push on video game violence. There was a big thing in the US in regards to postal workers going postal.
Yeah,
and so there was a lot of controversy around that. I think one of the biggest things. So the original Postal, which is this one I'm talking about, it was a top-down isometric shooter, and you could injure people and then execute them as they were trying to crawl away from you while screaming, "No, please don't." The one thing that stuck with me all these years is to get out of the level. So once you killed everyone in the level and there was nothing else to do, there were certain levels that didn't go on, and you just quitted out of it. Now, to quit out of it, you pushed Q. That's fine. That's kind of normal. But what he did, what the character did when you pushed Q was the character voiceover would come over and go, "I regret nothing," and then put the gun to his head and pull the trigger.
Wow.
Now, this is all top down. Like, you think of the original GTA.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's that sort of look.
So I think the one that Chunts played is the sequel, which was Postal 2. That was a first-person shooter.
That's Postal 3 was a first-person shooter where you could piss on different people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Postal
And
2?
that one. No, Postal 2 is still top down because that's the one I've got. Anyway, it's all good. It's all fun. Compared to these days, it's nothing. There's those little bits under there that are kind of still controversial, but it was always fun back in the day to go, "Hey, I've got Postal. You want to come and have a crack?"
Oh,
so,
yeah. Of course, I remember those days. Like,
remember those days? Oh, I'm not supposed to have this.
No, it's like the Rise of the Triad, that game when that was out. Yep. That was brutal as, but I never played the full game, the actual release game. There was always
I never played the full.
It's all right.
Yeah, I never played the full version of Postal until I got it just recently in a Steam sale.
Oh,
because it was back in the days of shareware.
Yeah.
So I got a share.
Yes.
I was given same thing. I was given a shareware version of it, and I just played the absolute crap out of it. Yeah, it's like I'll just play this constantly. It's good fun.
Yeah. So it is still up for sale. You can buy it today.
I'm not sure if you can buy the original, but I'm not
sounds
sure.
like that. Like similar game type, top-down isometric game that was super violent that everybody was getting up in arms about. What's it called? Like you play a serial killer and you're just killing everybody in your neighborhood.
Oh, that was.
Yep. We've talked about that here as well. It had some stupid name like Vengeance or something like that.
Yeah, you guys know the one.
Yep.
Yeah, because I've got that one as well.
Similar type of
So very, very similar, and it does a lot of the same things. Yeah, I've got
Hateful. Is that it?
That's the one.
Hatred.
Yeah,
Hatred. That's it.
Yeah,
we got it. We did it.
We got there.
Got there in the end. The one I've got, Postal Redux. So it might be. I think. Yeah, Pickles has said that Postal 2 was first person. So I'm guessing I've got a revamped version of the original. Well, let's get into the meat and bones of the show, shall we? And we'll get some game talk out of the way.
Let's do it.
All right, Greg, we're going to start off with your window shopping.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about Spaceland, because it sounds riveting just from the title alone.
Well, that's why I pick it. That's the joy of window shopping, is I just go through the list and go, which one sounds cool? And then if it turns out to be cool, awesome. If it doesn't, yeah, awesome. Anyway, so we have Spaceland. It is like most things, it's going to be a mouthful. So it's a strategic sci-fi RPG that's turn-based, 3D isometric. Think kind of XCOM-ish, but with a bit more cartoony sort of graphics.
Pass.
And how do you play this amalgam of game modes?
Well, essentially, like I said, it's a lot like XCOM. So you have that 3D isometric view, and you'll have your little squad, and you have to try and obviously defend from another alien team. Now, they might be situated across a map, and you've got to take them out one by one. You might be ambushed and surrounded, and you have to fight your way out. There's a whole bunch of different game modes, but essentially, each player has their own turns, and it's all turn-based. Everyone gets their turn, and you come back around and start all over again. Some people don't like that because they think it's slow. But at the same time, it's incredibly strategic, and you've got to play out your moves a bit like chess. You've got to think 5 moves ahead if you want to survive. What makes this game a little bit different is they've designed it to be games like XCOM, and that their levels can play out over quite a long time due to the nature of the gameplay and the strategy behind them. Tortuga, who are the people that made it, have made these turn-based strategy games before. And this one, they're calling it's a bite-sized turn-based strategy game. So the encounters are designed to sort of run for about 10 to 15 minutes long. They shouldn't go any longer than that. So, or unless you're just dragging it out, but that's the idea. They're supposed to go for very short amounts of time, so you can play them in chunks. You're not having to sink a great deal of time into them. So it'll be available on PC and Apple Arcade, and it comes out today. As for the price, I haven't found one yet. So
this is like Fire Emblem or Mario Rabbids or Shining Force, by the sounds.
You just listed a bunch of games that I've never played. So
just say yes.
yes. Let's go with that.
Sounds good.
Do you know what
Sounds just like them.
XCOM is kind of the gold standard, if you will, of those games, because a lot of them pretty much take a lot from XCOM. So
yeah, right.
Maybe you should check out XCOM. I don't know, but yeah, it's a bit, look, have a look, Google it, and you'll very quickly understand.
Apple Arcade. So is that the only place you can play it? Is this one of those exclusive games?
No. So it's also on Steam. So
right.
You can pick it up on Steam.
I'll put that on my watch list.
You do that.
Yes.
That's the joy of window shopping. I don't care if you like it or not. I don't even know. I'm just telling you what I've seen.
No. It's good. That's the idea of the window shop, to watch it, see how it goes, see what people think.
It's literally the most superficial gaming review in the world. That is my window shopping. That's
Good
what
stuff.
I aim for.
All right. Well, I'm kicking off this week. being as though you two gentlemen have Xboxes, once we're finished tonight, you need to go and download a game called Vigor. Vigor. So we had a quick chat about it last week. It's free to play, and I thought I'd have a bit of a stream of it the other night. It's actually a lot of fun.
This is the survival shooter.
Survival shooter. So what you do is you've got like a base of operations type thing. It's in a post-apocalyptic world, Sweden or Norway. I'm not 100% sure which one it is. So it's kind of like it's a different sort of feel, you know. It's an alpine sort of feel to the maps and whatnot. And what you need to do is you get dropped into this area, and you've got to go and loot, and then you've got to get out. And it's same sort of deal as all your sort of battle royale games. There's a toxic cloud that's coming in. You've got to get out before the toxic cloud gets too much. You've got like a radiation indicator that once it starts getting close, you can hear it ticking, and you pretty much just go in and loot. Now, the thing that's very different about your standard sort of battle royale games, there's only about, I think at max, there's 8 people that are on at the same time in this area. And some people go in without any guns, so you don't pick up guns or anything like that once you're in. You've got to build your loadout before you go, and then once you're in, you pick up things like food, scraps, like metal scraps, things like that, and sort of stuff to build guns, make ammunition, improve your base, and just sort of go from there. You're continually going. If you die, you lose your loadout. So that means if you've taken in guns, if you've taken in ammunition, that's all gone. And then, yeah, you sort of rinse and repeat. There's a couple of different variances. There's a couple of different game modes, but essentially it's the same sort of thing. And you get this real weird sensation because you can go in there all guns blazing and kill everyone, but you don't need to. You don't really, you don't get XP or anything extra for killing everyone. It sort of works on how much stuff you bring out, because you then need to use that to make more guns and everything, and, you know, expand your base. So it's kind of this weird sensation that you get. You come across someone else in the map and you don't know whether they're going to be friendly or they're going to not be friendly. And I've played probably about a dozen to maybe 15 different rounds, and yeah, it's kind of 50-50. Sometimes you'll get people that just want to camp near the supply drop stuff and just shoot people just because that's what they want to do. Other times you'll be the only person in the lobby with a gun. And it's a
Advantage.
weird advantage taken. It's a real weird sensation though. So you just got to come and have a crack with me. It's free to play.
Similar, like DayZ or Generation Zero.
Yes.
Yes.
Very similar, but there's no enemies. The only enemies are the other players, and you just don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, right. So you could have a game mode where it's like 4 of you, and you just spawn on the map and you can find each other without potentially crossing enemies, basically. That's the scenario?
Yeah. You can spend the entire session, so whether it be like, and it's one of those things where there's different exit points on the map that you've got to get to. So you could literally loot. There was one section where I spawned in, I looted 2 houses and then I had to go and do something. So I went straight to an exit point that was right there. So I was literally in there for 2.5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And then there's been another time where I had to get out because the toxic cloud had come in and I'd been in there, I think, 10 or 15.
All right,
and, you know, you can literally spend that entire time without seeing another character.
It's a bit of a weird mix between DayZ, the Dark Zone, and, like, any sort of PUBG Battle Royale kind of mode.
Yes. Yeah, it's kind of all those things. It does have its shortcomings. Gameplay, controls, visuals, they're all good. They're not massively over the top like a big AAA rated game, but they are good. I think it's running on the Unity engine off the top of my head. And it all works. The problem is that the longevity isn't really there. It kind of gets repetitive. Like, there's a lot to do and there's a lot to expand upon in regards to different guns that you can build and making your base bigger, but it gets very repetitive. There's only about 6, I think, different game styles or different areas that you can go to. So it gets a little bit repetitive after a while.
So by the sounds, you've played a bit of it?
Well, I've probably only played 15 rounds.
Oh, yeah.
I've been looking into it for a while, and it's one of those things where it's intrigued me, I think, more than anything else.
Right.
So
I don't play these types of these games, right? So I know of them. I've played, minutes worth of some of the others, but like, what's the difference between this one to the others? Like, what's the identity this one has that makes you go, oh, I want to play Vigor instead of DayZ or PUBG or something? Like, besides that, you know what I mean? Like, what's the thing?
It's completely different to those, because I've only ever played DayZ on a free weekend, so I didn't really get a lot of time on that, so I don't know a lot of the gameplay.
Yeah.
But this one, if you compare it to like Black Ops Blackout or PUBG or Fortnite or all those battle royale type games.
Is it like that, State of Decay 2 or something? Like, I've played that.
Yeah. No. It could be seen like that, except it doesn't have zombies or anything like that. Yeah. So it's literally just, if you were to take Fallout 76, for instance, in its first year, where there was no one else on the map, no NPCs on the map.
Yep. Right.
And it's kind of got that same sort of feel, but in smaller sections.
It's Fallout 76 with the right price point.
There was little warning bells going off when Fallout 76 popped into my head, but it was the only thing that I could put it like. So I thought, okay, let's see where this goes.
All right. So then the next question, it's a free to play game. So
yes,
there's a ton of microtransactions that are probably built into this. How much of this is a pay to win situation? Most free to play games are going to be, but
well, I'm looking on the Xbox app now at the moment. Actually, there's add-ons.
Yeah, there's add-ons and things like that, but it looks to be this is one of those things where, because of how I play games, I don't know 100%, because loot boxes, extra skins, all that sort of shit, it doesn't mean anything to me because I'm not interested in it. I'm not going to spend the money on it.
Well, here's an example for you. You purchase 1,550 crowns and get 350 crowns as a free bonus for $75.
Yes.
So those big
crowns,
like $150.
Yeah. Okay, so those crowns, when you start a round, you can spend those crowns to give yourself insurance. So if you die, you don't lose your loadout. You can get a better drop. So your airdrop sort of thing, you get a better, you get more gear, better weapons, things like that will drop for you. And so when I say better weapons, I mean like the better blueprints, so you can make the weapons. And then there's also better loot. So that depending on how many people in the server at the time put this extra piece on, you'll get better looting opportunities throughout the map. So instead of getting, one lot of gear, you'll get 2, sort of things like that.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, free is good, but I mean, there is a starter pack here. Like, if you really wanted to support the developer, it's $15 for the Vigor starter pack, and you get a bunch of clothes and crap, and then 500 crowns, just to get you started. So I guess that's probably a better entry point. Like, if you really wanted to, if you enjoyed the free game and then you want to support the developer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's always those things. The base sort of loadout stuff is in regards to the look of the person, and the clothing is very minimalistic. So if you want to be someone that stands out to have a few different things, then those packs are what that's for. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's good fun. I want to try it with a few more people and see how we go.
We'll line something up. It's free. It's a good price point for me.
So, all right, they've kind of there's an element of this where they've removed the competitiveness of the PvP aspect.
No, they've actually given you a choice.
Yeah. So yeah,
because you remember, if you shoot someone else and they've been looting everything in the map and they've got an absolute mountain of gear, you get that gear off them.
Yeah, I get that. Yes, there's a choice, but it ultimately removes the fact that you have to shoot people. So
Yes.
it removes an element of competitiveness about the whole thing. However, you get all your loot, you take it back to your base, you build better weapons so you can go back and get more loot. But if the idea is we're not competitively killing for a score or for, bragging rights, essentially, which is most
Yes.
competitive PvP element, that's what it boils down to. Who's the best? Who's got the biggest bragging rights? If this game is kind of removing that out of it with a choice of you can walk in and you can all, it's all peace, love, and mung beans. What are you doing essentially besides just fixing up your house?
Is where I mean. This is where I mean you lose that longevity.
Yeah.
Because for someone like myself, I do have that competitive streak.
Yep.
And I've played Fortnite this week. I've played Black Ops Blackout this week. I've played Red Dead Online this week. I've played the Division 2 as well. And these are all and I've played competitive modes in all of those games.
Mm-hmm.
This one it's got this different element to it because you don't need to be competitive with someone else. It's about the survival of it. So you don't know, like if I go in and decide, okay, I don't want to make another gun this round. I don't want to take it with me. So I don't want to have chance of losing it. I want to put, I want to do this thing to upgrade this part of my base to get whatever. So I go in unarmed, and then it's okay. You come across someone else, and it gives you a different perspective on, okay, what's this person going to do? Are they going to attack me? Are they going to do this? Are they going to do that? Can I sneak around? Can I? How do I survive? It's just a completely different version of how these sorts of games usually work, and it works for it. It just, like I said, the longevity's not quite there yet, but it's fun.
Well, that's fine. As a person who doesn't like to play competitively with my time, I would be probably more inclined. Like a lot of games that I really wanted to love that I just couldn't get into because of other people, other humans interfering with my enjoyment.
Yes.
I'd love to have that choice, and I think more games should offer it. Like, I was going to do something next week about talking about easy mode in games, and so, a lot of people don't like it, but I don't mind that the option is there for an easy mode if I just want to chill out with a game that I enjoy the world and playing in it.
Yeah, exactly.
So that sounds good to people like me anyway.
So it's something a bit different, and like I said, it's got a good price point. So if you want to have a crack at it, let's have a crack.
Let's
get going.
It's downloading right now.
Beautiful. All right.
Beautiful.
Uncle Chunt.
Yes.
You've bought a Switch Lite.
I have.
Tell us about it, mate. Because when it was announced, I just gotten a Switch and I looked at it and went, "Pah! I don't need that."
I think a lot of us did.
It's gotten rid of all the features that I like about the Switch, like the removable controllers and the dock and all this sort of stuff, which, funnily enough, I've not actually used the dock, but there you go. My kids have. I haven't. I've only ever played my Switch in handheld mode, but the kids played on the keyboard, so that's all
interesting.
Right. So, yeah, tell us about Switch Lite, mate.
Well, look, I'll backtrack slightly. I had a normal Switch, right? I had I had about 6 or 8 games with it, and I just didn't play it as much as I thought I would, and I sold it all, and I had no regrets. And when the Switch Lite was announced, I was like much the same. Like, what the hell? Half the functionality's gone. Who is this for? But that was my knee-jerk reaction to it. And then over time, I came to look at it more as like, well, I looked at how I played my Switch, and as you were saying, like, I barely docked mine. It was only docked to charge. Mm-hmm. And more often than not, I was just sitting on the couch or I was in between breaks at work playing it. And the odd time I might have streamed a bit of Breath of the Wild, as, sparsely as I did. But otherwise, it just occurred to me like, well, this could be for me. And I wanted to get back into some Nintendo properties because, I miss my Marios and my Pokemans and my Zeldas and all that kind of stuff. So I had a look at it. I was away last week and visiting family, and my brother's still got his Switch. And that kind of spurred me on a little bit further to go, well, how much are they going for? Apparently, at the time, Big W were having a sale on for like $298 or something for the light, or $288 or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I was just talking to my brother about it, and look at his original Switch, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to get it. I convinced myself to get it because I never used mine docked, so that feature didn't bother me. The screen was still big enough for me to be able to enjoy it. I'm like, yeah, I'd love to have the bigger screen like the normal Switch does, but minor detail. The only like blah blah blah. I didn't really like the Joy-Cons too much, so now it's all one, single unit, and it's sturdy as like it's surprisingly sturdy. It might look small and fragile, but it's not. It feels how it should have been to me anyway. That's how I wanted it originally, and I didn't like how the flex. You get a bit of flex in the original Switch with the Joy-Cons on the side sometimes.
Yeah,
and,
I'll agree with that.
And like over time, it's not a heavy unit, but over time, the original Switch, if you're playing for long enough, it starts to kind of get you. Like I used to rest mine on my little fingers, and over time you can kind of get some fatigue there. Anyway, so all of that, and I flogged this. During that week I was away, I picked one up and I flogged it. I've almost unlocked every Smash character, and I've got Mario Brothers U, the one that they re-released. I never got a chance to play that on the Wii U, so I picked that one up and downloaded a couple of actual digital games, and I put my profile back on there, and I was like, yeah, this is great. Like it's got everything I needed. The one thing I wish it had was some semblance of Rumble. Like I love Rumble, and it doesn't have hasty Rumble, but it doesn't have Rumble at all on it.
Yes.
And so that was my only downside to it. But otherwise, like I have no regrets. It's a real good bit of kit, man, and it's I can see myself playing a lot of this, and I already have been. And I've got Power Rangers fighting game on my Xbox and Dragon Ball Fighters on my Xbox, but I want to buy them again and put it on my Switch because it's just I can see myself just chilling and doing a couple of rounds between videos or breaks or whatever, and you can get DC Universe Online on it now, and so I'm going to get a SD card so I can actually download it.
Which has got a bit of size to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, but the problem is there's no cross save there, so I'm going to have to start a whole new character on it. But big deal, first of all problem. But yeah, man, look, the Switch Lite. Anyone that's like poo-pooing like it's not worth it, blah blah blah. It's like, well, when you think about it, depending on how you're using it, if it's like you and me, who was like, yeah, I barely use my dock, it's like, well, there you go. You're already not using half of the original Switch's functionality as it is, Yeah,
exactly.
So look, I have nothing but positive things to say about it.
Do you think the price point is correct? That's the only question I have.
Well, you're saving yourself what, $80, $100 between the light and the full model, So that kind of got me in the door of like, well, I can pick up a light and a game for the price of a normal one, or two games, So I was already ahead. I didn't have to buy the Switch again with the dock that I'm not going to use, and then have to fork out more money for a game or two. So in my mind, it suited me, and it's not too big that I can put it in my bag when I go to work, or it's wherever I go, like commute or have a coffee somewhere or whatever. I can just chill out, and it fits in my pocket so well. I've got a case for it, and awesome. And the D-pad's great. The D-pad is I underestimated that. Like the D-pad, I was like, oh, whatever, cool, but it makes a difference. Like I got my Nintendo Online subscription renewed and played a lot of the SNES games that you can get on it, and the NES games, and yeah, it makes a market of difference. So yeah, man, I just picked up the grey one. I almost picked up a blue one because I was like, yeah, it looked cool and stuff, but I just went for the safe option and went grey, but I don't regret that either.
Awesome.
Yeah, nothing but positive.
Yeah, I've got the neon Joy-Cons on mine.
Nice.
I've got two sets of Joy-Cons. One of them suffers quite badly from the Joy-Con drift, and the other one doesn't at all. So guess which one's always connected to it. I completely understand about the resting it on your pinky. I do the same thing, and after a little while, my hand will actually go numb, just because of the weight on it. But two things. So What's the battery like?
Yeah, good, man. Like it's an extra half hour at least that I noticed. Like I tested mine out with my brother while there, and besides the battery life, it is better. Like it's I got more battery life out of that my Switch than my brother did while I was down there one day. And even when I was on the plane, like I just charged it, and on my way home, I played it throughout the whole flight, and then it still doesn't need a charge today. I played some more Smash on it. No, not a problem. And I'm playing at full screen brightness, and the screen itself was even better. Like it's a smaller screen, so the everything looks crisper compared to the original Switch screen, and that the colors just seem to be better and all that kind of stuff. So I don't see the problem. People have their opinions on it, and it's totally valid. But until you've like used one, or I used to be in that camp of like whatever, like it's just useless. It's just Nintendo wanted to scrape some more money, but now that I've got one and played one and compared it, it's an obvious difference, and it's aimed at different people like me. Awesome. And I'd recommend it to anyone. Like Radicus is saying, there are games that you can't play as well. Like Zelda's got some dungeons that require some of the tilt motion stuff, and you can do that on the Switch Lite, but you're tilting the whole system, so you can't see the screen at some points. So there is that, and like Mario Party has some stuff like that. But was it Odyssey? Mario Odyssey has a level or two where there's hidden moons in the ground that you'd use your HD Rumble to kind of detect where it is. They've circumvented that with an update for the Switch Lite where it'll like the screen will shake when you're getting near it. So like they're working things out with it. Obviously, a HD Rumble was a pretty touted feature on the original Switch, and I loved it. I'm a fan of Rumble, and the HD Rumble is really, really cool, but I do miss that. But yeah, so just be aware there are some games like that you might have problems with, but yeah, big deal.
Overall, sounds like a good bit of kit.
Yes. Beautiful.
Alrighty, mate. Grejio, you've gone back into old habits. Yeah. You've found your niche and you're sticking with it. Sniper Elite. Zone. Have you shot anyone in the nuts yet?
I have. I did a scratch shot.
Because otherwise, I was going to cut you off.
Yeah, no. Yeah. To be fair, I didn't do it on purpose, but I'd still got it in. Right?
I don't know. I'm thinking about it now.
It was a snapshot, and I sort of I nutted him. But I've played another 3 levels since I spoke to you guys last. And the reason it's still just stupid long. But still having so much fun, like I'm feeling really good with it. You have those moments where you just can't help but sort of let out a bit of a woo kind of thing. I'm a badass because you just pull shots that are like ridiculous. Like I did one and I had to record it. It was that. I mean, it was more good luck than good management. But I got a double kill of the driver and gunner of a torpedo boat while it was moving. Awesome. I was aiming for the driver, and I collected the gunner on the way through. So I was like,
have you uploaded that?
I haven't. It's saved, but I haven't uploaded it. No.
Upload it. We'll put it on the page. We'll put it somewhere. We'll put it up on YouTube or something. We've got to see that.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I haven't watched it back yet, but because I've been playing. But so there's been some really cool moments like that. But yeah, I'm really. It's been a while since I've had a shooter that's just grabbed me by the ears and gone, play me. And this one really, really has just dug its hooks into me. I can't believe how I can't talk about this game enough. And I know that I shouldn't, because a lot of people say I talk about games I love way too much anyway. But I don't want to fall into that trap. So I'm gonna leave it there. It's super fun. So yeah.
Awesome. Nice.
All right, just jumping in. For those wondering, he's talking about Sniper Elite 4. Back to the show.
All right, like I said before, Black Ops 4 played this week. That's just one of those switch-off moments. Go and play a few rounds. Red Dead Online, it's still a bad experience. Lots of time getting booted off. The game itself's fun, but just the actual online part of it's the problem. Yeah, need to get some more people to come and have a bit of a play with that with me. The other one is The Division 2. Now, I play Division 2 every week because I'm a sucker. Or not that I'm a sucker, it's my go-to game. If I ever just want to turn off and game, then the Division 2 is it. I will just quite happily go running around, do my daily quests, go into the dark zone, be a nuisance because I'm not overly powerful in the dark zone when it comes to dealing damage, but I am when it comes to taking damage. So I can just be a nuisance more than anything else. And that's just what I do. I'll go in there and just sort of tool around a bit. But this week, there is a new apparel event. Now, for anyone who doesn't play the Division 2, there's, of course, loot boxes within the game itself. It is all cosmetic. But every couple of weeks, months, they have what they call an apparel event, which is new in-game items that are very specific to the event. And you get extra keys to unlock these loot crates during this during this event time. So this one, or with all of them, there's skins, shaders, new emotes, and new bits of clothing to wear. You can have that many different options now. I have so much stuff in my inventory, it's ridiculous. And funnily enough, I'm still wearing the same thing that I wore in week 1. So that's going on at the moment. I think it's generally for about 2 weeks, give or take. So it'll be coming up towards the end of it by the time this goes live, but it's out and about now. So get in there and have a look if you want. I've got one more game to talk about, but before we get into that, Uncle Chunt, you're still having a crack on Gears 5, mate.
I am, yes.
Have you finished it?
Save for last week. Yeah, I smashed the campaign in the weekend it came out. That's all I wanted to do. Like, oh man, Friday night I picked it up, went home, smashed it, went to work the next day for 10 hours, came home and smashed the rest of the campaign till its completion. And I had a massive hangover afterwards. Just I haven't done anything like that in a while because I'm old and I have responsibilities. But
Damn responsibilities.
Yeah, but I enjoyed every single moment of it. I am a happy Gears fan as far as the campaign goes.
That's awesome.
It excelled beyond Gears 4 campaign, like my lord. But I went into the multiplayer side and I went and did my normal team deathmatch and King of the Hill and Horde mode and Escape is a new one that was really good. I enjoyed that. But the main problem I have with Gears 5 at the moment, which has kind of turned me off a little bit, like I'm not a rose tinted glasses fanboy. Like I love Gears of War. It's my go-to game, like you were talking about. We all have one. But the progression system I'm not a fan of. They've introduced like a battle pass type of progression system where the more you play, the more type of milestones or things that you do in the game will trigger a medal or a star or whatever. When you get a certain amount of stars, you'll level up to a certain grade and then you'll unlock an item for that. Or you've got like a supply chain wheel that will fill up the more you play the game and you unlock more items. It's all cosmetic stuff. But it's some of them like you've got these weekly or daily challenges. Some of them are for game modes that you just don't want to play. So if you don't play those modes, you don't earn that gain or XP or whatever you want to call it, progression. You don't earn that progression because you haven't done those particular things. So you're already hampering your progression in that way, because I don't want to play all the modes. There are some modes I just don't want to play, and I want to stick to my core game modes that I really enjoy and that there's challenges in there like I don't know, kill 10 horde, kill 10 swarm with grenades in so and so map on XYZ game mode, and it's like, well, you get 4 stars for that. And and what if you don't want to? What if you don't like that map? You don't like that game mode? You can't win. You can't win enough matches.
Answer is no.
Yeah, basically. So it's real complicated and convoluted. Like Gears of War 3 had it down. You just played the game and you leveled up and you would get shit. Whereas this one is like it's trying to incentivize your progression by getting you to do things that you don't particularly have any interest in doing, and it takes you away from just playing how you want to play.
Do you still earn progression? Because I haven't played enough of the multiplayer stuff. I've only done probably a little bit of escape at the moment.
Yeah, you do. Like you can earn.
So you still level up though. Like
yeah.
you still, but it's just a lot slower, is it?
Yeah, you'll get XP for every match that you're in, whether you want to lose, and that'll fill up your supply chain meter thing. But you won't earn the medal stars to progress the Tour of Duty system that they call it, the battle pass.
Oh, okay, yep.
You know,
yep.
So if you don't get enough stars to get up those levels in the Tour of Duty, then there's a character you can't unlock, or there's a particular skin that you can't unlock, or it's all locked behind this pretty locked out progression system, basically. Like otherwise, you can just keep playing the game, and as long as you're filling that little supply chain meter, you'll unlock certain things that way randomly. But you can. My main big issue with the progression system and unlocking things is the currency. There's in-game currency in it. You're not required to do it. They keep saying you can unlock everything simply by playing, but there's a store, of course. But the iron currency, they call it iron currency. You can pay real world money, and it's insane. If you wanted to unlock this neon skin pack, which I really liked, or there's an Art Deco skin pack for your guns that I was like, holy shit, I need those. But it's like, say for argument's sake, 1,500 iron in real world money in order to get enough credits to buy that item. It's like $30 just for 8 skins or something for your guns. And I was like, hell no. Like, I'm a massive fan, but I'm not that big of a fan. I'm not going to put down $30 for 8 gun skins, and
not when you've already paid 100.
No, exactly right. So I got the Ultimate Edition physical copy. I didn't just play it through Game Pass for $1.
Yeah,
I bought the Ultimate Edition for $130, whatever it was, and you get a whole bunch of shit with that as well. But see, I love Game Pass, but my issue again is, well, Game Pass people get the Ultimate Edition already straight out of the gate for $1, whereas I've gone and bought the physical edition for $130, and I get the same thing. So it's it's a great service, and I support it. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, so I get all that shit. But then I'm like, well, some people go, well, why didn't you just download it off Game Pass since you have Game Pass already? It's like, well, I'm a big Gears fan. I want the physical copy, and I want to I want to support the developer with my money. Not just giving them $1. And all that kind of stuff. So I'm a bit kind of, I'm not burnt at all. I'm just kind of in two sides of the park here. I go, it's freaking amazing. Gears 5 is the best Gears that we've had since Gears 3. But then there's all this other shit. It's like, I love spaghetti, but it's got shit on it,
Yeah. No, I completely understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, look, two things. I'm in the same camp. I bought Forza even though I've got Game Pass for the same reason.
Yeah.
And two, like skins and stuff like that are becoming the biggest upsell ripoff of our gaming generation. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but everyone wants their individuality.
I get that.
That's what it is.
But they don't need to charge $30 for it.
Oh,
because
no, 100%.
It took them the sum total of several hours to make, and yet they have a fan base of hundreds of thousands of people playing their damn game. If they only charged $1, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars for several hours of work. So once again, I don't see the value for what effort they've put into for the amount of money that they're selling it for. It's bullshit.
Yeah, well, I saw Rod Ferguson responding to some tweets earlier today saying, like, he went on, like, sabbatical for a week because, like, I've shipped this game, I'm having a break. And he's come back and he's started to answer some of the feedback of similar people having points like me, where the issues with the progression and how it's earned and how much items are in the store and all that, like, kind of what I've just been talking about. It goes, yeah, like, we hear it, that we're evolving this, we've not done this before, et cetera, we'll figure it out. And I mean, they were pretty good at launch. They had a lot of problems with, like, I lost a third of my campaign progression after I finished the game because for some reason it didn't reflect on the server or some shit, and I've gone back in and it's taken me back to Act 4 instead of Act 3 instead of Act 4 or whatever. And I don't know, and it hasn't tracked. It's probably changed since I've been in this. I haven't played it for a week and a half, but it didn't track any of my multiplayer stats. Any of my stats basically, and that's been a widespread issue, and that they've been trying to fix as well. So it hasn't been the best launch, but the game, it's still an amazing game. Like, I recommend it to anybody, and it's a good accessible entry point as well to Gears. They give you like a previously on Gears kind of thing at the start when you play it.
Yeah, that is definitely cool. I really enjoyed that. Yeah,
and in like the extras section, there's the state of Gears feature that they have in there. It tells you like a very, very condensed version of every game so far. So you can get up to scratch real quick and then just hop into Gears 5. But my God, I just want to go to sleep for another 2 or 3 years and wait for the next one.
Yeah, I've heard. I haven't heard the story, but I've been given a sort of overall view of how it ends. Not actually what happens, just how things come. Well, how the story sort of progresses and plays out. And that's probably the reason that I haven't finished it yet, because I got right into Gears 4. So I've played all the Gears. I've only really just sort of played them this generation though, because I never had a 360.
Oh, yeah, very cool.
So I played Gears 4, absolutely loved it. I went back and played 1 to 3, and then so I got about halfway through Gears 4 and then stopped it and went, nah, screw this, I want to know more. And I went back and I played 1 to 3.
Yeah, it's pretty good call.
Then I played Gears 4 up until a point, and I got to this point and I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm about halfway through the story. I don't want to finish it yet. I want to wait for a little bit, and I sort of put it aside. I then come back and I said, okay, I'm now going to finish it. It was a couple of weeks later, and I literally had 15 minutes left, and it finished on a and so it was that sort of point, and I'm like, do I want to be? Because I swore at it. I called it everything under the sun because I was so pumped up, because it felt like I was halfway through the story, and then it just bang. And I've got a sense that this one's going to do the same thing.
Oh my God!
Just because it's a trilogy.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
if only you knew.
Do I want to? Do I want to have that feeling again and that sensation?
Oh, do it. I'd love to hate it. Oh my God! I'm not going to say anything, but holy shit! Yeah, like
okay.
I need the next one now.
I'll get stuck into it and I'll stream my whole playthrough. So if I do lose it and crack the shits at the end, everyone can have a laugh at least.
Nice.
Alrighty. Grejio, what new contraptions have you built on Minecraft?
So no new contraptions. The only kind of new thing I've done this week, out of the ordinary, was Rem downloaded a new world pack. So we checked out. We tried adventure mode, and neither of us could make heads nor tails of it. We're flat out noobs at that. We're just going, nothing makes sense. So we very quickly devolved it into a survival, and so it's a Norse mythology world. It's already pre-fleshed out, so we were struggling to find somewhere to call our own, but we did. We found like this old ruined castle on top of a hill, on top of a mountain, and we just went, you know what, this is ours. So we filled in some of the walls and made it look like it had been patched up, and we've turned it into our little base of operations, and we've gone exploring out into the world, seeing, and it's interesting being in a fleshed out world as opposed to being in a world where you flesh it out. So there's these big monolithic statues, Norse statues, and massive castles built into mountains, and little Norse fishing villages and stuff like that. And it's really cool, just the like Viking longboats that have been built onto the water, and it's really cool. It's very grand. It's a very grand scale kind of feel, and yeah, we've just been having fun with that. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Do you play? Can I come in and see it?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right, I can join and go and blow something up. No one
destroy everything.
No, I don't do that. I'm quite good. I'm quite sedate. I just go and have fun. That's good. All right. Well, I think that's it from you guys. I've got one more. Now, PAX is coming up next week. Mm-hmm. And anyone that's seen my Twitter has probably listened to this a couple of times already, would probably be getting close to sick and tired of hearing about me going to PAX, but I am so pumped. You got no idea. I've never been before. I'm a noob. All this information that's coming out about PAX that, you know, the different, there's concerts, there's, you know, all these different panels, all these different people. And one of the best things to come out of it, because there's this whole focus on indie developers, you know, they've got a complete room or hall that's all set for indie Australian developers. And so many of them have been reaching out and making contact. And it's just brilliant. I love homegrown stuff. I love supporting the local gaming scape. And I've come across a beauty. So this week, I was very lucky to get a code to try a pre-release of a game called Heist. Now, this is made by a group called Atomizer Games based in Melbourne. It was just released on the 27th on Steam. So if anyone wants to check it out, heist/game.com, go and have a look at it. I am at the moment going through a bit of a review, so that'll be up shortly the more that I play of it. Now, this game is top-down isometric. It's kind of that, what are they, you know, the sepia tone sort of look?
Oh, yeah, like old-timey.
Yeah. So it's got that, but then there's also certain things that are highlighted by colour. So whether it be a place that you can hide or generally the places where you can hide, things like that.
It's like Art Deco.
Yes, there you go. It's quite a lot of fun. It's a non-combat game. You have to sneak. So it's got a very jazzy sort of feel to it. The soundtrack sort of jazz. There's support. I played it on keyboard and mouse on the PC. That stuff's all good. The thing about it is the non-combat. So you have to work out how to sneak your way through these levels to go and pinch whatever it is that you're required to pinch. So that's done by sneaking through the shadows, sticking close to the wall, causing distraction. You can cause distraction by throwing a coin at the wall, and it'll throw a guard off. They'll go and look for it, and it's all just sort of that thing. You can let off cherry bombs. You can use, you know, the guards have got, you know, the routine. You know, they're walking back and forward, following their designated path, so to speak. You can set up traps so that they get stuck for a little bit. You can try and run away from them, but it doesn't always work. It's actually very well made. Yeah,
I just watched a trailer for it while you were describing it. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it is actually. It's very cool. So it's going to be shown at PAX. Like I said, I'm working on a bit of a review for it for the moment. I've only played 2 or 3 levels. Sneaking is not my strong point.
Same.
Yeah, I'm, you see those memes floating around where it says, you know, this level requires stealth, and then you've got Rambo underneath it with the Gatling gun. Yeah. That's me.
Yep.
So this thing, the fact that it forces you to do that, and it's, you know, I love to think there's certain times where I like to switch off and game, but there's other times where I get in that mood where I want to be challenged. And this game, you know, looking at it, it looks quite simple, but it does give me a nice little challenge for it. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, check out Atomizer Games and keep an eye out. There'll be a review coming up shortly.
Nice.
You boys got any questions on it?
So I see it's on Steam. Any notice of other platforms?
Not that I've heard as yet.
That'd be a great Switch game. I'm just saying.
Yes. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. It's got full controller support, so I assume there might be something later on.
Sick.
The groundwork's probably already there. It's just whether they poured it across to something else. It's something in my list of notes to ask when I'm in Melbourne.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
Well, here you go. It's a noir cat burglar game.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say it's got that sort of 50s style.
I love that stuff.
It's very cool. It looks very cool. Yeah, it's cool. kind of like a puzzler almost, you know, more than a straight out sort of.
Yeah, very much so. You got to try and work out ways you can do it. There's no set definite thing. You can use an area to hide. You can use it. You can distract. You can try and run. You can do many different things to try and get past and get in and get it done.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's jump into some news, shall we?
Let's do it.
Beautiful. All right. I've got a few to go through, so I'll knock a couple out. Hideo Kojima. Now, Hideo Kojima is, let's be honest, he's Hideo Kojima. He's a little bit twisted and whatnot, and thank God I found out this bit of information this afternoon, because otherwise I may have very well smashed a PlayStation 4 controller.
Oh, boy.
I like how you say a little bit twisted. Like, if he's a little bit twisted, then there is no such thing as twisted in the world. I'm just going to say that.
He has to know that he is, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's kind of a lot twisted.
How's this for something, all right? You're sitting at home, you're watching Death Stranding, you're sitting in the dark, and then all of a sudden a baby's voice comes out of your goddamn microphone on the controller.
Oh.
You're right. He's a twisted bastard.
Yeah. So there is a setting which I'm glad I found out about this, because it every now and again when you do an update on the PlayStation, it turns this setting back on, which pisses me off because it annoys it. It's freaked me out too many times already. You've got a speaker in your PlayStation 4 controller, as you boys would surely know.
I know that.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, you can. In the controller, you can have things like if you're playing a racing game, you can have your team team voice chat over it. You can have call outs come across it from different games and whatnot. And in Death Stranding, BB, the little baby thing in the capsule that you carry, its voice comes out from the controller.
Oh my God! Wow.
It's a long way from the little robots that live in your controller and shouting out to you. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, those are at least cool. They're funny, you know. Yeah. I'm glad, because if I was sitting there playing this in the dark, because I enjoy to play in the dark, and I play through my generally streaming it to my PC, so don't need to have a headset on, so the sound's not disconnected from the controller. It's just sitting there quietly playing it, and then a little giggle or something comes out of the controller. I'm throwing that prick through the window.
Oh man, that's good.
It's just.
That's good.
I thought that was quite
nice
touch. Creepy. Nice touch, very nice touch. But I'm glad I know about it, so I can turn it off.
It's almost adorable.
Almost.
Well,
almost
on a Hideo Kojima scale, then yeah, that's adorable. That's about as adorable as he gets.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what he was thinking when he did it. He's like, people are going to love this. This is just so cute. And you know, I've got to add some cutesiness to my game.
No.
Meanwhile, I'll scare the shit out of everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was. All right. I said in the start of the show that Sony is starting to create Skynet. Now, Sony has apparently patented an idea for an AI helper, which will be called PlayStation Assist. Now, it's a pretty straightforward idea. The player on your smartphone, smart device, whatever that you can connect to the PlayStation, can type in or use voice recognition for, help. Whether, say, you're playing an open world game, you want to find the nearest base or health point or whatever. This question then gets sent to a machine learning server that spits out an audio prompt to tell you where it is. So if you're playing a game where you're stuck and you need to get to XYZ.
This is going to boil down to a bunch of, a certain group of people literally just asking it over and over again, which part of Bayonetta do I have to play so I can see over JJ?
That's a valid question.
I'm
sure that will happen, yes.
That's literally just going to be a bunch of a database of where you have to pause the game so you can get some relief.
Hey, PlayStation Assist, where's my dick?
Hey, PlayStation Assist, has my mum left the house?
Oh, God.
PlayStation Assist, order me some more Kleenex.
I should have known this is where it would go.
Well,
they should have known this was where this was going to go.
Yes, this is true. This is true. It's effectively killing the YouTube walkthroughs.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Well, it won't because I play them on Xbox. So I'm keeping YouTube employed. Sorry,
Well, there you
YouTube,
go.
got you back.
Got you
Nice.
back.
Well done.
Someone has to. Everyone
That's
else
right.
is pissed off with you for your monetization bullshit, but yeah, I'm here.
I don't have a PlayStation, so I'm out.
You're out.
We could still ask, though.
Can I?
Really.
Yeah.
You could still download it and ask it questions just to fuck up the meta for everyone else.
Well,
Yeah.
true.
Just don't connect it to mine because I don't want some weird shit coming up while I'm playing.
It's always like Cortana and Alexa and
That's
Google
true.
Assistant. And
But like PlayStation, you could ask it Halo questions to see if it like melts.
give me a stern answer.
Yeah. Does not compute. Yeah.
Yes, I know how to fix that problem for you, Greg. Buy a PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a video of Nathan Drake giving you the finger.
I refuse.
Gran Turismo says it's dead to you.
Radicus says Xbox is just about to get Google Assistant. So
Oh, there you go. It's all coming out. The machines are
It's all
taking over. Next thing you know,
Just be able to say, "Hey, Google Assistant, can you get me through this checkpoint? Because it's really hard."
oh, good, I've got it turned off because otherwise mine would go off. Okay, don't do that.
they're always
Red Dead.
listening.
So I was talking about Red Dead Online. So I jumped on online solely because they've got a bounty at the moment, which is a certain character that they're referring to as the Wolfman, which is a serial killer that you've got to go and get. So I just wanted to go and have a look, see what's happening. And as I was trolling around, looking at different things, I came across something called a walking group. You boys ever heard of that?
Did you?
Walking group? What is
Yes.
this walk you speak of?
Yes. So I was playing around. And I was looking for some stuff, and there was a whole lot of people just wandering around together. I didn't think much of it at the time, and I've since been tooling around looking at news over the last few days and whatnot. And a large group of Red Dead Online players tried to carry bowls of soup across the entire map.
Because why not?
You know, because that's the experience Red Dead is online.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is the kind of shit I have to do to have
That's
fun.
what you signed up for.
Yep.
Wow. Wow.
I don't know if this is what I saw or I saw someone else doing it. Because like I said, I had a few issues where I got kicked. I'd just be walking down the street and I'd get booted. I was just on there tooling around. I didn't really interact with anyone else. But it's this sort of thing happens. So the funny thing is, there's a video on YouTube where you can actually go and watch the entire thing. It's about 20 players got together, huddled around this little fire and made themselves soup or a stew sort of thing, and then picked it up and walked across the entire map with it. Now, they weren't allowed to run. They weren't allowed to get on horses. They had to have the soup sort of thing in their hands the whole time, and was just, walking from one side of the map. So you can imagine what that would entail. You're going through areas where you've got, wild animals chasing you and mauling half the crew, people getting run over by stagecoaches, run over by trains, just absolute mayhem. So I don't know why people do this sort of stuff, but it's always seems to be Rockstar Games.
There's an important question we need to ask.
Yes.
Did at least one bowl of soup make it?
It looks like it. Reading through the thing, eventually the large group reached their destination on the east coast of the map and celebrated by getting drunk and seeing a movie.
Nice.
That's amazing.
There you go.
Wow. That's Red Dead Online, everyone.
Quick, download it now. You're missing out.
Nice.
Yeah, it's there's not a whole lot to do on there.
Clearly.
Yeah, it's people are making their own fun, which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I suppose so.
All right, well, I'm going to talk about something else that a lot of you guys, you guys in particular, I don't think you're going to have much input on.
Bring it on.
The State of Play was last week.
I watched it.
You did?
Yes.
All right.
I can make up stuff. I'm good.
You can make up stuff. Radicus in the chat was asking about Medieval. I have downloaded it. I have not yet played it. Medieval, of course, is being re-released, and there is a demo currently live on the PlayStation Store.
That game was awesome.
Yes. So there you go.
I have input.
You have input. That's good.
I love that game back in the day. I
Awesome.
have sunk many, many hours into that game.
So that was one of the releases of State of Play. There's a whole lot of information. A lot of it was a bit meh. Again,
oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, I still, you know what? I've still got a real gripe with how they deliver it.
Yeah, they're trying.
I really do like the way that they change the graphics and whatnot. That helped, like the actual visual of it. But the fact that it's just someone reading into a mic and they're not even overly animated.
No, they're overdoing it, overselling it.
Yeah, it's just too corporate for me.
Yeah, very much. Yeah,
they really need to
get some personality in there.
Yeah,
like,
a bit of personality, a face. Like
yeah.
I've said it before, Xbox has got Major Nelson. PlayStation needs a variant similar.
Yeah,
and
like even the
I'm relatively
Direct.
cheap. Yeah,
you what?
I'm relatively cheap. If anyone's from PlayStation's listening,
vote one for Snoogs.
Yeah,
like,
I'm charismatic.
Yeah, go. I'd watch it.
I have to be.
I'd sign in every day.
Yeah.
Well, the Nintendo Direct, even though, even though it's translated for us, it's still someone there, obviously, showing their personality and passion for what they're talking about. Xbox, Inside Xbox, is cheesy as hell some days, and there's one person that's on that show that I just cannot stand, but the rest of it's fine. I'll watch it for the hour and a half or however long it goes for. And it's fine. Like, it's my bit of. I enjoy watching Inside Xbox when that one person isn't on it. But the rest of it's good. But
that's the thing. Like, cheesy is better than bland.
Yeah,
like cheesy is cringeworthy, but you'd still watch it over watching someone just go. And this week's State of Play is blah. You're like, meh.
Yeah. Well, it's a cookie cutter of Nintendo Direct, but worse. Like, they've got the slideshow thing happening. The graphics look similar, but in PlayStation colors, and it's like they're listening and taking the feedback and applying it, but they're just not there yet.
It's definitely better. This last one was better, but there's still got a little ways to go, I think.
Yes. I hope Inside Xbox stays as it is. Like, don't get worse than it already is.
You're at your peak. Keep it there.
But, aside of that, over on our website, which is theagexp.com, I've put together a piece in regards to it, and I just sort of highlighted some of the stuff that I enjoyed. So, of course, Call of Duty. I was a big Modern Warfare fan, and the fact that they're reimagining the Modern Warfare story and re-releasing it, the multiplayer that I've played was fun. So the fact that they've released the story trailer. I liked the look of that.
Looks awesome.
I'm not going to get into the controversy of the game modes being a 12-month exclusive and all that, because a lot of people are, starting fires and ready to take down Call of Duty over it.
Grab the torch and pitchforks.
That's exactly right. Call of Duty is Call of Duty. This one looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a bit of a bring back to Modern Warfare. And I've got to say, it's very weird playing. I did end up getting a quick crack of the beta, and comparing it to Black Ops 4, it's very different. It feels more Modern Warfare, which is good.
Yeah.
I haven't played a COD since Modern Warfare 2, and I loved Modern Warfare 2. I thought it was really good, but this one looks great. And the fact that there's so many gaming journos shook by it makes me want to play it even more.
Yeah.
Just by the campaign and stuff that happens in the campaign and how it's realistic, and there's realistic scenarios, and it doesn't shy away from it.
Apparently, it highlights the real world events that took place to inspire the original Modern Warfare story.
Oh wow!
So it's that's where I think it's going to. Yeah,
like I'm pretty keen on it. Like, and for me, I'm not a massive COD fan. Like, I've only played like Modern Warfare 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And but this one, there's a lot of things lining up where it just might be the one.
Well, the only reason I've got Black Ops 4 is because I walked past a JB Hi-Fi, secondhand bin, and it was $12.
Nice.
And I wanted to play Blackout because I like battle royales. So that's the only reason I've got it. And that's pretty much, I've played a little bit of multiplayer on it, like on your standard multiplayer stuff, but I pretty much just played Blackout on it.
Well, I might wait until Xbox get the rest of the content.
It's only one game mode. God.
Did you do the same with Destiny?
Oh God, yeah. Every time.
Did you wait 3 years for that content?
I didn't get to a lot of Destiny for various reasons, but yeah, that was always a bit of a sticking point.
Yep.
One of the best parts about it as well is cross-platform. Of course, Pickles. Unless you're playing with a controller up against people with keyboard and mouse, because they were destroying controller players. Every video that I've seen of someone playing on PC with console players in, one, the trash talk is hilarious. Two, PC players are absolutely annihilating, or anyone using a keyboard and mouse, because you can do
Wonder if
keyboard
Xbox
and mouse in the others. But yeah,
wonder if they'll enable mouse and keyboard support for it on Xbox.
I think they have.
They will, because they're doing a deal with Razer to bring out a specific keyboard.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep,
nice.
What game mode XP? I don't know which game mode it actually is. Xbox and PS4 players from Pickles is very competitive. I'm sure they are, mate. I've just watched some very hysterical videos that on
Spec Ops
YouTube.
PvE mode is one Xbox isn't getting. Right.
Oh, there you go. All right, like we said, Medieval is getting a demo, or it's gotten a demo. It's ready to go now. Death Stranding, there's a new special edition controller and PS4 Pro, which, again, when it comes to special editions, it's not Sony's strong point. One story that sort of come out of nowhere. It's a very, well, I suppose it's a bit cutesy, I guess. Arise, a simple story. Did you guys see that? Or you didn't, Greg? Did you see that one, Chunt?
Arise. Was that on State of Play?
Yes.
Yes, I would have seen it. But
it was. It started off with like a character being laid to rest, and it was like a Nordic sort of thing, and they go to light him up, and as soon as he stands up.
Yep.
Yeah. So what it is? It's a game where you relive the best and worst parts of your life before it ultimately ends. You know, it looks very cool.
Yeah,
I don't know why it caught my idea. Oh, it caught my eye. PS Plus for October was released. So that's the Show 19 and The Last of Us Remastered.
Decent. I mean, that's good. Right before Last of Us 2.
Yes, exactly. The show is always a great baseball game if you like baseball. If you don't like baseball, then you won't like the show.
Man, it looks graphically better than bloody cricket games we get here.
Yes, it is. It is very big budget. It's
looks very pretty.
It's very full on. Yeah. The Last of Us Remastered, of course. If you haven't played The Last of Us and you own a PlayStation, you need to.
You know what a rise sounds like?
You
know what a rise sounds like?
What does it sound like?
Sounds like playing Roy.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
God.
For those that don't get the reference, you all need to watch more Rick and Morty.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Now everyone's like, yes. Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the fact that I knew exactly what you were going to straight off concerns me a little bit.
Well, that happens more often than not. So
I know.
We spend way too much time together. So, yeah. Well, it's more the fact that we're very similarly minded.
A little twisted. Yes. Of course, the big one for State of Play, which is really why probably the majority of us were watching it, was the release date of The Last of Us Part 2, February 21st, 2020. I don't know why they didn't go for February 2020, because that would have been cool.
Oh, yeah. And February's 2.
Yeah.
So 02/20/2020.
Yeah. 20/02/20 or 2020. Yeah. Missed opportunities all around. How dare you?
Let's tweet them an angry tweet.
Yeah,
angry tweets all around.
2020.
The only angry tweet I have about it is I have so many questions about The Last of Us Part 2. So many more questions. So many more questions about the story. We all know that this story is going to be more brutal. It's going to be more about vengeance than about hope, and there's all those sorts of things. But then there's so many different pieces of imagery in the trailer that just spark more questions into me. And, you know, there's been a media event. There's been another 3 hours of gameplay released. I'm not watching it. I do not want to watch it.
3 hours?
3 hours of gameplay.
That's a hefty chunk.
Whether it's linear gameplay or it's something like the Uncharted gameplay was, where it was just the Lost Legacy gameplay, where it was just one central area that was only a very small part of the game. I don't know, because I don't want to watch it.
It's like they're just airing out some big swinging dick with that much confidence, you know?
Well, I think they might be well within their rights to, because this has absolutely blown up. You know, the information that they released in regards in state of play, and then this extra stuff, there has been so much coverage on it, and there has been so many things just absolutely explode about it. You know, it's one of the it's probably the PlayStation 4's most anticipated game, and it's coming at the end of the life. So, yeah,
but this is kind of becoming the norm, though, for games. And I think there's kind of two things about this. There's, like, as you're right, it's the big swing dick. We want to show as much as we can about our games. But so, you know, you've got this. I mean, Cyberpunk, its first, what they call teaser of gameplay, went for almost an hour.
Yep, true.
But it's also because the games are so big. Like, we're getting to games now that have got, like, we expect that we're going to get, you know, somewhere in the vicinity, depending on the type of game, anywhere between 30 to 100 hours worth of game time out of these games. So three hours out of 100-hour game experience, it's like you're only looking at 3% of the game.
So Last of Us is a linear narrative story, though. It wouldn't go for 100 hours, but...
No. That's why...
The first one was 12 to 15. Yeah.
So they could be 3 hours, could be like a quarter of the game. You know,
could be, but
like I said, I reckon it's
closer to 10 to 20% of the game.
Yeah, I reckon it's probably like I said, because I haven't watched it. I think it's going to be something similar to Uncharted. Was it the Lost Legacy? And they're just going to have that once. There was a central part of that where it was kind of like an open world where you could choose missions. You could choose to do the missions in any particular order, but either side of that area was linear. So, yeah, it's I have a feeling the first
Last of Us.
It was the end of the PS3. So it was,
was it
2012, I think.
Yeah, and they have like two separate teams working on Uncharted and Last of Us.
Yeah.
So, so it's been a good chunk of time. So it must be a pretty damn big game.
And it's going to rip the PlayStation Pro apart. It really is. I reckon, like, looking at those graphics.
It looks intense.
Yeah. And the fact that, playing something with a quarter of that sort of punch and it sounds like a jet engine, it's going to rip the Pro apart.
That's what you want from this, because that's
100%. I want it to, and that's what the first one did. The first one tore the PS3 apart.
Yep.
There was it used every ounce of power, and I want it to use every ounce of power of that Pro.
Put your headphones on, plead ignorance.
Yeah, exactly. I will quite happily go and put it in another room and just run a long HDMI.
You can buy a bar fridge just to put it in there for the day.
That'll work.
Good.
That's good.
All that sort of stuff sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Grejio, run us through some MineCon, mate.
All right. So there's quite a bit going on with Minecraft now. There's not a lot. So very quickly, the Minecraft Earth, which is the mobile app game, that's starting this month, in October. So technically this month. This is the last day of September, but you knew what I meant. Mm-hmm. MC Dungeons, the opening cinematic drop for that. It looks really cool.
Oh, yes. So cool.
Yes, so cool. Then there's a whole bunch of updates for the actual game. So they're adding bees in the next update, which will help speed up plant growth. Also, they produce honey, and honey will be able to be turned into a honey block. It'll have a very similar functionality to slime blocks, only it will move more objects than just blocks. So you can say stick a cow on it, and you can move a cow backwards and forwards. It also slows down objects when they move across it. There's a whole bunch of new creator tools for those people that like playing creative Minecraft. So you'll be able to place full-grown plants as opposed to having to plant them. Be able to rotate plants, place signs and stuff like that. There's also some new scripting tools that will you'll be able to play with particle effects, renders, animations, and stuff like that. There's a new, so they've had Realms out for a while, obviously. There's a new thing coming out called Realms Plus. Essentially, same price, only you get more stuff. So it's everything to do with Realms, plus you get 50 pieces of content from the marketplace for free. And then they will add stuff every month to that content. So essentially, think of it like the marketplace. This is kind of like Game Pass for the marketplace. So there's just a set bunch of 50 items that are in there, and then they'll just rotate some of this. Some stuff will drop off, some stuff will drop in, and you'll get it for free. There's a character creator app. If you had the beta, you had the ability, the Minecraft beta on Xbox, you would have had the opportunity to try it out, but it's coming out soon. With that, so the idea is you can create your own character on the app and then upload it into your game. Coming out with that, Minecraft Bedrock players will get capes like Java has had for a while. So that comes with that. There's also a limited edition cape the first 30 days that the app is available. So if you want to grab that, grab it. Some of the big ticket items for updates coming to the actual game itself. There's 3 new biomes coming, all based in the Nether. So there's the Soul Sand Valley, the Netherwart Forest Red, and the Netherwart Forest Blue. These will obviously give you new effects, new materials. There's a new blue fire. So now whenever you set fire to Soul Sand, it will be blue instead of yellow. There's a whole bunch of new mobs coming with it. So there's a new animal in the Nether called the Piglin. It's tentatively named the Piglin Beast. It's going to have a name change. If you go look for it on the Minecraft website, you'll be able to put in a submission for what it should be called. So they're doing a bit of a ask the community what they should call it. So it's probably going to be Piggy McPigface.
Only imagine the submissions.
Oh yeah, it's going to end up Piggy McPigface. I guarantee.
I want a copy of that server.
The pig.
Yeah.
Yes, they're going to be an ultra mob in the Nether, but it will be the first food source in the Nether. They're trying to make the Nether a bit more livable, so that you'll be able to get food.
I've been relatively sedate this podcast, but fuck the Nether.
Yeah, well, they're making the Nether a little bit more habitable, but also at the same time adding some elements to it. There's also another one called the Piglins, which are like a whole new society of mob in the Nether. They're very similar to pigmen, but they're these littler sort of characters. Once again, another ultra aggressive mob. However, they covet gold, and they generally leave you alone like pigmen. But if you open up a chest to try and loot, they will attack you. So that's an interesting dynamic there. They also they're ultra aggressive to other mobs. So they kill the piglin beast for food. They will attack withers. They will attack anything. They also have a trade system. So apparently, if you throw gold at them, they will throw an item back at you to pick up. So and apparently there's some new sort of Nether-based loot that you can get from these guys if you try bartering with them. There's also a new block. It's called the target block. Essentially, it's a white block with little red square
Target
rings. Yep, it's a little target. It's a redstone block.
Logic.
So it'll give out a signal, and the strength of the signal will be commensurate to how close to the center of the target you hit. So you'll be able to create a bunch of new redstone contraptions around that.
Minecraft is so complicated.
Yes. And then lastly, they put out a vote for which biome should get the next update. And the last one that won, obviously, was the Nether. The choice was between mountains, swamp, and badlands, and the mountains won. So the mountains will be the next biome to get an update. So,
everything I've seen, people were voting for the swamp.
Yes, well,
they wanted something to do with a new boat, and
yes,
I don't know.
Yep.
All I know is that the swamp biome that I have found is useless because no slime monsters ever spawn, and I need slime.
I'll help you fix that problem.
Okay, we can do that because it's annoying. But yeah, Minecraft is so easy to play. Once you get your head around a few of the basic dynamics of the survival, it is literally just a complete and utter wind down game if you choose it to be. And so we've got our realm, which Kaz has set up. Not Kaz, sorry, Azrael has set up. Yeah, Az has set up for us. What Snoogs is not a cheater. Leave me alone. We'll get to that in the next bit. And I've sort of gone off wandering around the map. Oh, it's diamond block glitch. Yeah. Okay. And found a few different things, and it's literally just, I've set stuff up. It just runs by itself now. It's got, food's always churning over, and it's just completely just switched off and just enjoying. And
sounds like you remember Farmville.
Yeah,
I used to play that game religiously.
Yep.
So it sounds like a game like that. We can check in every now and then and do your routine.
Yeah, that's it. I've got it on the Switch.
It's on the Switch.
Yeah, so I travel for work.
Forgot about that.
Where I'll spend a night away, way out west, and I'll take it with me and just sit there and play that. I'm sitting alone in a hotel room, pretty much finish up the work for the day, and then just turn that on and switch the brain off, and away you go and just enjoy it. It's always a good wind down. So
that sounds good.
I love it.
To be fair, your statement is kind of correct. Like, Minecraft is complicated, but it's only as complicated as you make it at the end of the day. Like, you can fall down the rabbit hole and, start doing redstone and all those other sort of very sort of meta, kind of very deep level kind of things, or you can do it very superficially and just go, you know what, I'm going in the creative and I'm just going to build a pile of dirt.
Like
the survival
sandcastle.
mode
I'm going to build some sandcastle.
Yeah, the survival mode is definitely a lot of fun. And the thing that I love about it, Greg and my kids have actually played it together across the network. My girls will quite happily just jump in there and build things. It's very accessible to anyone, so it's good fun. All right, games with gold. Now, Tempo the Badass Elephant.
Yes.
Have you heard of this?
Yes, I've got it. I played it when it first came out. Yeah.
All right, sweet. So it's a bit of fun?
Yeah, man. It's like Sonic, but you're an elephant.
Okay, that sounds all right.
What?
Yeah.
I'll give that a crack then.
It's a bit of a challenge. A few levels. Holy shit! I had such fun with that game.
Sorry, what's this game called?
Tempo the Badass Elephant. It's on Games with Gold next month. It's available from the 1st of October to the 31st. Disney's Bolt is available on the Xbox One and the 360 from the 1st to the 15th. Ninja Gaiden 3 is again on the Xbox One and the 360 from the 16th to the 31st.
Sick.
And Friday the 13th, the game. Now, you posted up about this one, Uncle Chunt, on Twitter.
Yes.
And like I said, don't believe anything Lucas tells you about how I play this game.
All right.
We had so much fun playing this for the few nights that we played it. It was an absolute crack up because we were all playing it. And what happens is you'll get put in a lobby and nobody knows who Jason is except for Jason.
Oh, okay.
So so it's a lot of fun. So we're all in a chat party, and thinking, okay, so we're all together. We're not going to get put as Jason. It'll be someone else, some of the randoms that joins us. And there was one particular game where I was Jason, and I may have forgotten to tell anybody. So
why would you?
It wasn't until Luke made a video about it. It's on our YouTube channel, and it wasn't until he was editing the video that he's gone, hold on a second. Because they'll say, oh, quick, I need fuel because I'm fixing the car or whatever. And then Jason would turn up. And, of course, that was me. And
Never occurred to them that they never saw you the entire game.
Give away.
So we're chatting about this. There's so many different things to do. One of the achievements, it was a trophy on the PlayStation, was to repair the boat and leave everyone there. So of course I did that.
Hell yeah!
So I fixed the boat up, and then there's people that hears the boat going, and I'm out in the lake, and just bye, and they're running down. They're running down to the shore, going, help me get out, help me get out. And I'm just
Auf Wiedersehen.
And you broke the rules of a horror movie, and that's why you
exactly.
Because any other moron would have gone, we got to go back for him, and that's it. You're dead.
I just waved. I waved, said goodbye. Yes, I'm doing it.
The fittest.
I'm pretty sure I was still in the chat too, and they're like, "Oh, where are you?" I'm like, in the middle of the lake.
That's good.
So it is a lot of fun if you're playing with other people. I have tried to play it a few times on my own, and it's not as much fun. You get a few people in there that are very, they're very intense.
Oh, they've been outside for a while.
Yeah, those sort of people, and they've forgotten how to have fun, I think.
Yeah, I can't stand that shit. No, that sounds fun.
Yeah, so we'll have to get on and have a crack at that.
Indeed.
All right. Last bit of news, Greg, the new releases. I've got one for you to kick it off, which you might have in your list.
Probably.
Ghostbusters.
Actually, I didn't write that one down.
Oh, when's that at? We're about to find out.
October
4th. Oh my god. Yeah, I missed this game the first time around.
So did I.
Yeah, a mate of mine's got it, and he showed me some of it when it was out. I'm like, oh my god, this looks awesome.
You know, the only thing that I remember about it the first time round was my brother showing me it, and him just writing swear words on the wall with the with the proton pack, and he goes, "Oh look, you can do this," and he would write certain explicitives on the wall. Yeah, we'll do that sort of shit. And that's the only bit that I really remembered, because I just looked at that and went, right, and walked out.
Nice. What a game. Yeah.
Done. 10 out of 10. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Sell it.
Must buy. It's coming out on the Switch as well, so now I'm like, I think I want to get the full experience on the Xbox, though. Just the power behind it and the sound and all that kind of shit.
Yeah. You definitely need the sound behind it, from what I understand.
Yes.
So what else you got, Greg?
So the big ticket items for this week, on the 1st of October, we have Destiny 2 Shadowkeep, which is going to be on PSX and PC. And the other big ticket item is Ghost Recon Breakpoint is out on the 4th of October as well, also on PS, Xbox, and PC. So, yes.
And Destiny 2 is going free to play as well, I believe.
Is it free to play or?
Yes. I think
Shadowkeep's coming out.
Yeah.
And then I'm not 100% sure if it's on everything, but I got a notification on Steam to preload it.
Yeah.
Which was, and I've never played it on Steam. I've played it on Xbox and PlayStation, but I'm now going to play it on PC as well, just because I can.
Yeah, I think everything's free up until Shadow Point or whatever it's called. Something
like that. Yeah.
They're doing a catch-up scenario like they've done with the other ones. Every time they drop a sort of a big DLC, they
now
usually
they're free
do.
Of Activision.
Sorry?
Now they're free of Activision. They can,
Yeah.
Radicus, Destiny 3 is still too expensive, mate. What is your issue?
He's obviously played Destiny. That's his issue.
Oh man!
Oh, don't start him.
Don't. It's a good game.
To be fair,
I enjoyed
free is good. I'd probably go back into it for free.
Yeah, I'm keen for Shadowkeep. Like, I play Destiny for the campaign and the story. Like, I got a mate, Jamie, who's like, he just lives and breathes this game, and I've run most of the strikes and all that kind of shit, and I've tried a raid a couple of times, but all the daily stuff I usually play with him just to catch up, like while we're playing or whatever.
Yeah.
But I go through the campaign myself. I enjoy the story and the lore that's coming out of it, and the production's good. And I don't go out of my way to grind myself. I only do it. So it's kind of, that's our game kind of thing.
Yeah, look, there's lots of things I'll agree with you there. Like the lore is amazing in that game. There's not too many games these days that can rival it on lore.
No.
And for that reason, if you go and dig it up and understand the lore, the story is incredible. But I used to be that person. I used to be the live and breathe, and every hour of my gaming existence was devoted to that game. And I just think about trying, even now, just think, like I said, that I'd get into it for free, but even then, just after that, I was a little bit triggered and went, there's a part of me that's like, it's almost like I was in an abusive relationship, and it's like going back is just, I'm not sure.
There were good parts, right?
There were good parts, yeah. And I think of those parts, and then I'm like, yeah, but those were when I was playing with the people that I used to play with every day, and there's more about them than it is about the game, and they're not playing anymore. So yes.
A lot of those big games like that, they have similar conversations about, like, I don't play a lot of them, but a lot of the multiplayer online games, you see a lot of people like, yeah, back in the day I used to play, I don't know, WoW, for example.
Yep.
But then you lose touch with people and you just stop playing it. So it became a social thing more than just playing it for the game.
Totally.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Yeah.
Totally. Yep.
Good
and
stuff.
look, I'm still friends with those people, and I still chat to them. We just don't play.
Moved on to other games.
Yeah. That none of us can agree on which ones we want to play. Like, this is going to be the new Destiny, and we're like, nope, no, it's not.
Radicus is really not a fan of Destiny.
Oh wow, that's a big call.
Rather listen to Greg talk about Forza. Wow.
Wow. I mean, it's either that or he just really loves listening to me talk about Forza.
Yeah, that could very well be it too.
Probably a little from column A, a little from column B, mate.
Yeah, I think he has a crush on. He gets a little bit hot under the collar when I
bit of love happening here.
Yeah, when I start talking about Forza, he's just like, "Oh, this is the best part of the show for me."
Get the tissues out.
I've been waiting all week for this moment. Moist.
Oh, no.
Moist is the word.
And we're officially at that part of the night where it all breaks down and just goes into
Either that or a bib.
Oh, God.
with a scoop, so you can say something later.
Yeah, okay. Any other news items, please? Any other things you've thought about? No, all good, all done, all finished.
Jump Force is on.
Sorry.
Jump Force is on Game Pass. I'll just talk over that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit! Sorry, I just saw that. That was hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah, Jump Force. It's on Game Pass.
Get into it.
It's one of the new ones that's popped up. So.
Oh yeah, I've got that downloaded. I've been meaning to play that.
Dirt Rally 2.0. It's also one of the newer ones.
Would you play that or Forza?
Would I play that or Forza?
Yeah.
Oh, Forza any day of the week, mate.
Fair enough.
Yep. I mean, I'm sure Dirt. Oh, look, the Dirt series has actually been really quite a strong. Codemasters make really good racing games.
Oh yeah, Codemasters. Yeah. Sick.
So it's probably worth a play.
And just remember that if you have a steering wheel set up, don't turn it up all the way because it will throw you out of the chair.
Oh, nice.
Fair enough.
Awesome.
It was one of those things. I had the feedback turned up all the way, and I swear if I'd held on too tight, it would have dislocated my shoulder.
Oh, awesome.
It's pretty full on. It's a good game.
That's rad, man. Got to do that one day.
Nice. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up and throw in some last words. Uncle Chunt.
Yes.
Let us know where everyone can find you, mate. Give yourself a shout out.
Anywhere that has Uncle Chunt. So I've got unclechunt.com or Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or what's the other one? That's about it, isn't it? Yeah,
YouTube.
the main ones. Oh, yeah,
Snapchat.
YouTube, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to have Snapchat, but I got bored of it, and it's just, too many hoes.
I was going to say, is that because no one was liking your pics?
Yeah,
Dick pics?
No
no one was liking my dick pics, so I was like, no, fuck this.
There was just one dude that just went, it looks like a penis, only smaller. And you're like, that's it, I'm out.
Yeah, I don't need these truths, God damn it.
So be sure to check out your socials for Uncle Chunt
Please do. I'm lonely.
and go and say good day. It's a good
Thanks.
bloke. Puts up some good
Thanks.
stuff
He
too.
is.
I'm blushing. You can't see it, but I am.
His stuff is awesome on Instagram. Speaking of Instagram, Grejio XBL. Another thing you should check out while you're checking out him. Check out me.
Do it.
So I'm just as check-outable.
Some pretty photos.
Checker-outable?
Mm.
Is that the word? Anyway, check us
All right.
out.
Well, some other shout outs. That other show, Lucas's little baby, when he puts it up, there was one went up not too long ago. There'll be another one going shortly. Of course, the big shout out is those listening along live with us, Kaz, Radicus, and Pickles, who's recently just said, see us later. So thanks for joining in, guys. Don't forget, over on Twitch, Aussie Gamers TV and Snooger Vision, and also on Mixer, which is Age XP. Give it a shout. And Grejio's already done his own Instagram thing. So good. That's finished.
Yeah, I just thought I'd finish myself off this week.
Someone's got away.
Someone's got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, boys, before we close it up?
No, I'm good.
Just make sure it's numb first.
Oh, shit. There it is.
And there we go. Thank you very much to everyone who listens to the show, and especially those that are still listening this far along. A super special thanks again to our live listeners. Grejio, thank you as always, brother. And Uncle Chunt, pleasure, mate. Thanks for jumping in.
Bless up. Anytime.
And coming to say good day. It's always a pleasure having you on. We'll have
Bless,
to
mate.
more,
Any day.
get some more gaming together, I think.
Yeah, fuck oath. Do it.
Sounds good. Lucas, have fun with the editing, especially at the end there where it all just falls apart. To all of our listeners, feel free to continue any of the topics that are discussed on this show on our Facebook page or the Discord channel. And if you'd like to get in touch with us directly, you can shoot us an email at info@theagexp.com. Don't forget, while you're at it, to hit up our website, www.theagexp.com. Links, as always, are in the podcast show notes and descriptions. That's all from me. As always, I have been Snoogs.
Is this me?
Yes.
Oh, I wasn't too. Anyway, yeah, and I'm Uncle Chunt.
And I have been Grejio. Wow, that was...
See us!
Yes.
Righto, that's the end of the show. Does anybody listen to the show this far along? I don't know, but if you do, join our exclusive Discord club known as the Agents of Age. Just join our Discord channel using the link in the show description and comment the phrase, I came here to party, and you will gain Agent of Age status. Subscribe to this podcast using the links to the things in the show description notes, and if you are listening, know this, we love you. See you next time on the official podcast of the Aussie Gamers Experience.